Hi Aquarius, how's everybody doing? Before we get into this, I'd like to set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. My name is Gabriella, for anybody new tuning in. Okay, so we're starting off with the Empress and the Four of Pentacles. For some of you, there's something that you're giving up. This would benefit you, but it may be something difficult to let go of. In the long term, it would benefit you. Okay, very interesting what I'm seeing here. For some of you, there may be a group of people that you're letting go of. This can be a friend or a friend group that you're letting go of. For others of you, there's something that you need to let go of in order to connect with someone or reconnect with them. So it's interesting because I'm seeing it like go both ways. Like, as I said before, for some of you, this is about letting go of someone or something. And for others of you, this is about holding on to someone or something. We're going to get further because I think there's going to be more detail that will explain this. It's like in order for you to connect to something or someone, for some of you, this is about letting go of somebody that in the past or like maybe even currently still you had like dreams of reconnecting with, but you're like letting this go altogether. Or maybe there's even a part of you that you would have to sacrifice if you were to connect with this person. It looks like some type of reunion, potentially with a fire sign. I'm looking at the King of Wands. This would be somebody you're really attracted to. You may be gaining something identity-wise. It seems like something is, I'm hearing appearing, something is developing for you. You also may be ready to step up in a certain way that you hadn't been ready for before, but you could have been like kind of preparing for this or thinking about it and moving to a step where you are taking action now. It looks like something that you're doing is going successfully, or it will be successful when you do it. But it seems like a challenge right now for you. This can be the notion too of letting go of expectations of something needing to go a particular way and allowing it to be what it is. So many people coming to the party. I'm looking at the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. For those of you that are watching in terms of career, you may need to set boundaries with like your boss or even coworkers, people that you work with. Like, be more bold with how you're communicating something, and also wanting to be deliberate about this too. Wow, and the King of Cups. We have every single suit out here. I'm looking at the King of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the King of Cups. So you may need to communicate something important. For some of you, this is about like setting boundaries or being very deliberate with someone. It seems like you want to do this in alignment with like part of your identity that you've developed, something that you feel good about and something that you feel settled and stable within, and to make sure that you're grounded when you are communicating what needs to be communicated, and also being receptive to listen. I'm having such a moment of deja vu right now. It looks like you've actively been working to ground your energy. It seems like something is being cultivated with like your role or public persona even, and how you express yourself, and wanting to do that from a calm and grounded place. And like, because I'm seeing it be you kind of wearing different hats for something that you're doing. And so with the King of Pentacles, this is like building stability for yourself, caring very much about like your work or public persona, like related to your MC, North Node, things like that. And then with the Queen of Swords, this is about like how you advocate for yourself or for other people as well. And then with the King of Cups, it's wanting to be grounded and not being reactive, however, being responsive. So it's like you're present, but this is about like grounding what it is that you're feeling prior to taking action, especially with it being the Queen of Swords rather than the King. Because I'm seeing the Eight of Pentacles even be like this thing that's happening, like this orbit, and it feels like all of these different pieces that are working together and like gravitating around like this centerpiece here, orbiting around. And it seems like all of these different aspects of your persona that you're trying to get to work hand in hand with one another. This can also be too, like you're interacting with a lot of different people as well, or maybe just like for this area of your life right now, something that you're doing, it may involve like a lot of personalities and you're trying to get everybody to work together, bring everybody onto the same page in a way that feels good to you. Seems like something difficult right now, but it's something that's going to pay off for you, like for sure going to be worth it. You may be weeding out who you're interacting with, being very deliberate with who you're interacting with right now, letting some people go. This can be habits too. It's like you may have certain things that you had been doing that you're not going to be doing anymore. Or certain environments you had been frequenting that you're not going to frequent anymore. Or at least be very choosy when it comes to like where you're channeling your energy. Here you are. On the healing path. The evolution of your spiritual development, of your personal development, and potentially your career development and where that's leading you. Feeling confident with how you're expressing yourself and a position that you're transitioning into. One where you feel like you're following your dreams, recognizing what you want to hold on to, and also what you can release now. Releasing can also mean like you could be working on something and ready to submit this or release it. Something that your throat chakra would be involved with the Queen of Swords, but something that you've like worked hard on. This isn't something that just happens randomly or spur of the moment. This is something that has been, I'm hearing, concocted. Yeah, I'm seeing like this total like visionary energy. So as much as this can be, I'm hearing about pronouncing love. This can also be about like gifts and abilities that you have and a dream that you want to follow. Creating a new path for yourself. And doing this regardless of the people around you and whether or not they like validate this for you. And also seeking out people that feel supportive within the environment where that's possible for you. Because it looks like ultimately you're going to be successful. The more stable and grounded you feel, the easier this is going to be for you. Although, like, it's still going to be challenging. I'm seeing that, like, you really working with yourself and grounding your energy regardless of, like, the response even that you get from other people to carry through with this anyway. Yeah, for some of you, there can definitely be like some type of talent or gift that you've been wanting to express, that you've gotten into contact with, and that you're like going to be showcasing in some sort of way. Figuring out how to take action, building what you need to build, like in order to support this for yourself. This can be like gaining skills and abilities related to like what you're investing in right now. Figuring out the best way to do things, like being strategic in that way, learning what you need to learn, studying things related to this. Facing challenges head on, knowing that this is worth it, even though you may be like challenged or questioned for some. This may even be a competitive space that you're entering into, even controversial for some of you. But it's something ultimately at the end of the day that you recognize you feel fulfilled to be pursuing. Emotionally, spiritually, it's all going to add up. And feeling proud of yourself because this is something you're doing independently. I'm seeing something that you're working so hard for, Aquarius. This feels very, very important. It looks like something that up until this point you hadn't made a decision about or had been like kind of avoiding a little bit or putting off in some way. You're now at a place where you already know what you want to do. It's just about now taking action with the Two of Swords on the bottom of the deck. I'm seeing definitely like a steady build that's been happening. I am seeing this touch many different areas of your life too. Starting off with the Empress as well, this can be like something original, something creative, especially with the star below. Something proactive, I'm even hearing. This will also connect with like your sense of self, your sense of stability, can relate to your career, your finances. It seems too like you're being very, very deliberate and choosy with the words that you are like. I'm seeing the Four of Pentacles, which can be about like figuring out what to let go of and what to hold on to. I'm seeing this be related to the throat chakra, and also something that you want to express, something that you want to share, something that is like deeply within you that's coming outward now, and being deliberate about how you do this. So it's like the procedure that's happening right now, and I'm hearing surgical, being like very careful and deliberate with it. I know we're kind of repeating, but I'm trying to like express the whole picture here. So I'm seeing kind of a mixed bag with who's around you. It's like some people may support this, some people may not support this. This is about like finding support where you can and where you don't, like validating yourself in the place of that. And recognizing too that there's a sense of victory and overcoming like obstacles and challenges here. I am seeing something that you're deciding to take action on, or deciding to invest in, deciding to like put a lot of your time, energy, for some of you, I'm hearing money as well, into this. This is something that is like rigorous and challenging, and also something that you are able to like overcome successfully as well. So it's something that like you may struggle at times with, but ultimately you are going to be victorious. And not just that, you're also going to feel fulfilled. So this is something that like you feel a sense of completion and fulfillment like in many different areas of your life because of deciding to go ahead with this. And feeling good because this has been like you backing yourself on something that you wanted to explore. And something that's very, I'm hearing both true and close to your heart. I'm looking at Venus Cancer, Aquarius, you may be deciding when the right timing is going to be for you. It seems like you can take action now, but like you may feel like you may be procrastinating this a little bit, or like waiting until the last possible moment. As I said before, it seems like you can take action on this now. So like if you had been waiting, you can do it now. Seems like you may be the only thing that's holding you back. This is exciting. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing something going on with the timing. Like you may feel preoccupied with the timing, wanting it to be right. It looks like you're in a place where you're recognizing that the more attention you're giving to your insecurities, the more you're feeling like really restricted by expressing yourself in the way that you want to, or doing something that you want to do, or pursuing something that you want to pursue. It's like the more you entertain the fear space, the more unsatisfied you feel, because you're holding yourself back from the things you want to do. So this is about recognizing what you want and seizing it. Knowing things are not going to be exactly as you think they are, or like perfect, and also that they're not meant to be. to allow the process to be what it is. It seems like with the Four of Cups, you see the two hands and like the strings there and the diamond. It seems like whatever it is that you're making, like because you're putting such a pure, genuine, and authentic energy into this, it is going to ultimately like be perfect in itself, even if like you may have judgments about it. But I'm seeing like you're going to make exactly what you're meant to make with whatever you're working with right now. So like situationally, energetically, all of that, it's like the perfect mix to make what you're meant to be making, to produce what you're meant to be producing. Creatively, I'm seeing something you're very emotionally connected with. This is too about you embracing, I'm looking at all cups here. It's the Eight of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. This is about like you embracing your vulnerabilities and your creativity within that, like in a very authentic light, on your authentic path, and like being okay sitting in that because it feels genuine to you. And this is definitely something that's coming from your heart too. Something that's new for you as well, potentially. You may be like entering into a new era, or this is new land that you're exploring. It feels like a new part of yourself that you're discovering as well. This can be like a creative, intuitive side. You embracing all of this is, I'm hearing the karmic challenge right now. It looks like although you may be doing things independently, later on you may be linking up with some people or working with some people, working together. These would be people that you develop emotional connections with. Definitely something in common that you have with them. Like this can be other creatives, other intuitives, maybe all of the above. People in very receptive energies. I am looking at the High Priestess. For some of you, you could be connecting with like other people that do things related to energy work, esotericism. I feel like that's a large enough umbrella. It looks like you're going to be collaborating with the High Priestess, whether this be that aspect of you and or someone outside of yourself. Can easily be either or. But you have to be patient. It seems like also a deeper part of you that may be like more subtle and or subconscious is kind of being brought forward, but you have to give it time to develop properly and not rush it, to like give it time to emerge and flow into like where you are and what you're doing and how you're creating as well. It looks too like because this is something relatively new that you're doing or breaking into, you have to give yourself time to ease into this and to adjust to it. Especially if this is like a part of yourself that you don't easily like tap in and out of. Like if this is a part of yourself that you're cultivating and developing right now, it's about like giving yourself the time to like unleash this and unravel it for yourself. I'm seeing this be really important. So it's like if you're not automatically like as good as someone that's been doing this for like X amount of years, there's a sense of like needing to give yourself that time to like come into this energy to develop this and not get discouraged just because it's not happening on the time frame that you want it to happen. So to also remind yourself that you have your own process and everybody's process looks different than everybody else's. There's no right way, there's no like time frame except when our egos are involved. There's a sense of like needing to allow this to unfold as it will and as it's going to. Yeah, a part of you knows that you're being called in this direction. The challenge is you believing in yourself and believing in what you're doing. I'm also hearing program. And it's about what you're going to do with that. Even at times, like for some of you, you may feel for some reason like you're at somewhat of a disadvantage. So this can be like for environmental reasons, emotional, psychological, physical reasons, whatever it is, this is about fighting through that. It's about working through it, persevering. That's the word. Ideally, you may like want to connect with other people or work with other people, but nobody seems right to be working with, or no one's clicking or meshing in the right way. And so that may not be an option for you right now. Like this could be part of a hope, but it's something that like isn't coming together yet. So it seems like you have to trust yourself. It feels very much like an individual process that's happening right now, but it's leading you, like your intuition and you trusting yourself in the direction you're being called in. This is going to bring you to exactly what you want, but it's just about persevering, especially like throughout whatever challenging circumstances you find yourself in. And to put your faith and your hope in the journey that you're pursuing right now. And again, to be like very patient with yourself and to work with yourself through this. This means too, if you have to go your own way, because other people are not clicking with you, don't compromise your integrity just for company, like the company of other people, or to have other people on the bandwagon. This is about your individuality and you not like dimming your light or the integrity of your project or what you're pursuing right now, just so you don't have to be alone. So like finding the strength within yourself, because it seems like something really big about like you and what's inside of you that you're discovering and getting connected with, and that it's going to like answer a lot of questions for you that you had, that if you were, when people are meant to be working with you, they are going to align easily upon your path. If there's a lot of resistance and you're trying to like force something to work, it's because it's not meant to be happening, or you're not meant to work with that person. And to remember as well that your limitations begin where your imagination ends as well. So being very creative too, like in finding solutions. and to not be disheartened by the speed of this process, because it seems like in times when things aren't like moving as quickly as you think they should, you may question yourself and fall back into a place where you're like, I don't know if this is the right path or that's the right move. What I have noticed personally for myself is that if my guides want me to know that like something is very much like not right or I need to take action, like that's when you will like undoubtedly be told that something is going on that you need to know about. If you are like sitting within a space and you're not getting any sure signs that like something is wrong, don't just assume that it is. Allow everything to unfold and basically try your best to get comfortable with being uncomfortable with things unfolding within the divine time frame. Because ultimately you're going to get to your goal. Exactly where you're meant to be going. So I'm looking at Uranus energy with the Fool. I'm looking at the Moon with the High Priestess and Sagittarius and Jupiter. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.